So today's presentation, we have presenters from 4 universities from Texas, Texas A&M Kingsville, University of Mary Hardin Baylor, University of Houston Clear Lake, and West Texas A&M. And first of all, let me just quickly introduce myself again. My name is Rachel. I'm the Education USA Canada advisor. I'm based in Vancouver, BC. So Education USA, we are a US State Department sponsored program, and we provide free resources for students who want to study in the US. So any questions you have regarding the programs, the institutions, the admission requirements, application process, scholarships, financial aid, and etc. So you can reach out to us and we can help you answer your questions. And here are our social media platforms. So we do have Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So this presentation will also be recorded, and I will upload this recording to our YouTube, Education USA Canada YouTube channel as well. And if you want to reach out to me after this presentation, my email address is vancouver@educationusa.org. And you can also visit our Education USA Canada website, which is educationusacanada.ca. We have a lot of really helpful information for students in Canada. Okay, now let's move on to our presentation today.
Ooh, there we go. Thank you, Rachel. All right, I'm going to ask all of my co-presenters to go ahead and turn cameras on and unmute yourselves just so that way everyone can see everyone. So we'll start from the top left and move right, and then bottom left, bottom right. Go ahead and introduce yourself, what you do at your university, and then we'll move along.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ruben Loza, and I'm the Graduate Recruitment Coordinator at Texas A&M University, Kingsville. And I'm very excited to be here with you today to share insights about graduate school opportunities in the U.S., including our admissions process, scholarships, and research opportunities for our prospective students and for our current students. So thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to answering your questions throughout the session.
Hello, everybody. My name is Stephanie Holleran. I am the Director of International Admissions and Student Services at the University of Houston Clear Lake in Houston, Texas, and we're right next to Johnson Space Center and space NASA stuff. So welcome, I'm happy to be here.
And my name is Rebecca Kay. I'm the Director of International Student Services at the University of Mary Hardin Baylor in Central Texas.
Hi, everyone. My name is Heather Salinger. I'm the International Admissions Coordinator and PDSO at West Texas A&M University. We're located in Amarillo, Texas, and we're so glad to have you here tonight.
So I'm very excited the fact that we have a really good mix of schools from West Texas all the way over to East Houston, public and private universities, smaller universities, and some of our larger schools. So today we'll be talking a little bit about Texas as a state, a place, a destination for study, some things to kind of expect, and hopefully you'll learn some new things as we talk through everything. We will also have a bit of a quiz at the end, talking about some of the things that we're going to talk about Texas. So do kind of keep an eye out for what people are talking about. And then we'll do a brief introduction of each of our campuses, followed by Q&A. But feel free, if you've got questions, to just drop them in the Q&A now, and then we'll address them at the end of the presentation. So first of all, a good place to start is just figuring out, where is Texas? So Texas is considered part of the southern United States, but it's a very uniquely kind of positioned state as well, since it is so large. In that western section, in that corner there is El Paso, and that is considered much more kind of American Southwest culture, whereas East Texas is much more like Louisiana, Mississippi culture. But across the whole state, it does have a unique kind of identity. Texas is the only state to have been its own country. It was an independent country known as the Republic of Texas from 1836 until 1846. So it does have this unique culture of hyper independence in some ways, a lot of pride. And you'll hear from a lot of Texans on how their family history is connected to some of that history with the Republic of Texas. It is also the second largest state in terms of size and the second largest in terms of population. So if you are in El Paso, the western tip there of Texas, you are technically closer to California. It would be quicker for you to take a road trip out to San Diego than it would be to road trip to Houston or Dallas. That's just how vast the state is. And we hope that if you come and study in Texas, that you're able to explore all the different kind of aspects of the geography. So quickly, before we move along, we want to hear from you in terms of when you think of the word Texas or hear the word Texas, what are some things that you think of? A word or a phrase or a person or anything? Go ahead and drop those in the chat. Give it a couple more seconds. For a lot of my international students that come to my campus, some of the things that when I ask them this at orientation of, what did you expect? That one right there, Natasha, that is definitely one of the top ones that I hear is cowboys. And depending on where you are in the state, you will see real cowboys. But in most of the state, especially if you go line dancing or go and see some of the state fairs and things, you will definitely see cowboy hats everywhere. A lot of Texans pride themselves in their Stetson hats, and I didn't realize until I moved here how expensive those hats are, and so it makes sense why it is a big thing. Anything else that comes to mind when you hear the word Texas? Yes, food portions, especially barbecue and Tex-Mex portions. It's quite something to eat like a whole cow rib. I'd never tried that until I moved here, and it's delicious, but it's a lot of food. And pretty much any restaurant or even gas stations, if you've heard of Buc-ee's, I know that's become a much more popular thing across the US. And I've heard from some of my new international students that they had read about Buc-ee's as a gas station and the culture of the gas station or whatever, but their brisket sandwiches are delicious and they're huge. So if you do come to Texas, Buc-ee's is a place to eat for sure. Anything else? Well, as we move through the presentation, hopefully there will be new words that come to mind when you hear of Texas as we talk through a lot of different aspects about the state, and that there will be some new words that come to mind from that. I think pictures tell a lot about a place and about different destinations across the United States. Texas is a very unique state in terms of our landscape. So in East Texas, you have these really beautiful, thick forests that look very similar to what you would see in Louisiana and Mississippi, of these beautiful, like jungly kind of trees. And then as you move through Central Texas, you have this beautiful hill country where there's been a lot of wineries that have been established because it looks a lot like parts of Spain and Portugal. And as you move into West Texas, it is much more reminiscent of what you would see in like New Mexico and Arizona, of these vast open skies and these beautiful dark starry nights. And we have our Big Bend National Park out in West Texas that is that bottom left-hand corner. And so it's really just quite a magnificent place just to go and explore and just kind of sit in the silence of nature. The other pictures that you see here are some of the more prominent cities across the state. So we do have, I think now 3 of the top 10 cities in terms of population in the United States now in Texas. That top left-hand corner is San Antonio, which is a very large historic city. If you want to come and see the Alamo, that is where you'll go. That's the Riverwalk, which in the next couple of weeks, they're going to decorate it all for Christmas, and they'll do canal rides amongst the Christmas lights. And so it's a really beautiful place to go throughout the year. The top right-hand corner is Houston, which is the largest city in the state. It is home to a lot of really magnificent universities, lots of great museums, parks. If you're looking at medical opportunities and things, some of the best hospitals in the US are in Houston as well. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, you have the capital of Austin, which used to be a kind of a quiet town with the state capital, and now has become a booming tech city. One interesting thing too about Texas in general, we like to say that everything's bigger in Texas, and Texas delivered as well. When they built the state capitol building, they decided they needed to build it bigger than the US Capitol. So it is taller than the US Capitol, looks very similar, and is an interesting building to go and visit if you have the chance to go tour it. No matter where you go across Texas, and we'll talk more about this through the presentation as well, Texas has the motto of being known as the Friendship State. So whether you are out in Big Bend National Park or in the big city of Houston or exploring the food trucks across Austin, you'll find that the people have a very Southern culture in terms of nobody is a stranger once you know their name, and the first thing that they will do is introduce themselves. And so no matter where you go, you'll find that friendship aspect in all corners of the state. And with that, I believe I'm passing it off to Heather.
All right, so we are the second largest state in the U.S., both by size and by population. As Rebecca mentioned earlier, we do have 3 of the largest cities as well. We are also home to the second largest canyon in the United States after the Grand Canyon, Palo Duro Canyon. It's actually very close to our campus here at West Texas A&M. Texas is larger than any European country. Again, Rebecca kind of summarized that a little bit earlier with just the sheer size of Texas. She said Houston is the largest city. It's a beautiful, beautiful state. We have a lot of industries in Texas. So we have technology, defense, filmmaking, healthcare, manufacturing, engineering, just so diverse in so many different ways. We are also the largest exporter here in the U.S. The really great thing about Texas is that the cost of living is lower than the national average. So if you come here, usually just in general, your housing is going to be much lower, which contributes to overall costs as well. Texas is also a very big state. It's a growing state. We do have 50 Fortune 500 companies that are headquartered in the state of Texas. As Rebecca mentioned earlier, we have quite a few famous sites. A lot of these sites are near our campuses just throughout Texas. So depending on which school you go to, there's a very good chance that you'll have somewhere where you can visit and things to do. We know that it's really, really important to be able to do things outside of school and have some fun to recuperate, rejuvenate. So definitely be sure to check out all of these things while you're here. We are one of the most diverse states in the U.S. That is everything. So economically, politically, religiously, culturally, even our natural environments and the different climates that we have. So here in the Panhandle, we have a very diverse climate of very cold in the winter. You'll definitely need a winter jacket, maybe not quite as cold as Canada. We don't get as much snow. And then in the South, you get more of the heat and the humidity. You get the oceans. There's so much diversity here. We did gain independence from Mexico in 1838. We are very, independence is definitely valued here in Texas. But again, with all of the cultural influences that we have here, people are incredibly friendly. Most people, they're really excited to learn about you guys and who you are as people, where you're from, what your culture is. So all kinds of exciting things and just such a friendly environment here. So I'm actually not from Texas, and I when I moved here, I was thinking, oh, I'll just stay for a year or two. And now I never want to leave because of that diversity and because of that just homely feel. So with that, I will leave it to the next presenter.
Thank you so much, Ms. Heather. I really appreciate you. And as Ms. Rebecca mentioned, everything is bigger in Texas. Texas is an incredible place to explore and experience. The state's great weather and abundance of natural spaces makes it perfect for outdoor activities. You can visit Big Bend National Park, explore over 100 state parks, or even enjoy the Gulf Coast at the National Seashore. Texas is also famous for its music scene. So if you like music, it's called the live music capital of the world. Sports fans will love the professional football, basketball, and baseball teams. And there's always a chance to celebrate local culture at events like San Antonio's Fiesta, the Rodeo, the State Fair, or even the Texas Folk Life Festival. Now, but Texas isn't just about fun. It's also a major powerhouse in the economy and innovation. The state is the nation's energy leader, processing about 60% of the U.S. total crude oil refining capacity. At the same time, Texas is becoming the next Silicon Valley with booming tech, healthcare, life sciences, and research industries. Agriculture is another huge part of the economy, worth $106 billion and making up over 20% of the state's output. Plus, Texas is home to two international airlines, two of the world's busiest airports, and NASA's world-famous Johnson Space Center. So whether you're interested in adventure, culture, sports, or innovation, Texas truly has something for everyone. So now I would love to pass the microphone to Miss Stephanie.
All right. Hello, everybody. So now it's time for a little game of two truths and a lie. So we have some questions about Texas coming up with some trivia. So let's see. Which out of these three, which one is false? Texas was once a country. The Texas Capitol is taller than the U.S. Capitol in D.C. Or C, there are only 27 million cows and 16 million people. You put your answer in the chat, and we'll see which one is right on the next slide. It's a lot of cows. I think you're right, Natasha. Let's see. Ta-da! We were once a country. And as Rebecca mentioned, the Texas Capitol is taller than the U.S. Capitol, and there are 16 million cows and 30 million people in Texas. I still think that's a lot of cows. It's like more than half of the amount of people. There's a cow for every 2 people in Texas. All right, next question. Texas is the only state to have its own power grid. Texas is known as the adventurous state, or El Paso, Texas is closer to California than Dallas, Texas. Which one is false? Which one is the lie? This is a tricky one. Oh, but Natasha is right again. We are known as the friendship state. Texas is so big, it takes, if you were to drive from end to end, it probably takes about 15 to 16 hours to get across the state. So you could drive to California faster from El Paso than you could to get to Dallas, Texas. So great. All right, and I think I am passing this off to Rebecca.
Back. So our 4 campuses are a part of an organization called Study Texas. This is an organization of universities across the state of Texas, and our goal is to help international students learn more about Texas and provide them resources in terms of Texas as a destination for study, resources about the different universities and colleges, and just to give you a good informed perspective as you prepare to come and study in the U.S. Studying in the U.S., there are 3,000 universities in the state of Texas alone. I believe there's about 450. And so we want to be a resource for you in terms of helping you kind of narrow that search if you are narrowing it into Texas, or maybe if you are kind of considering Texas as one of your possible states for destination, that we provide you resources about the state as you consider us as your destination for study. You can find more information at studytexas.us. All of our institutions' information about our programs and scholarships and things you'll be able to find there. You'll find represented there our public, private institutions, as well as two-year community colleges. So if you'd like to learn more, feel free to connect with us directly there at studytexas.us. And with that, we are going to do a little tour across the state of Texas, give you a little bit of an introduction of each of our campuses, and then we will open it up to any other questions. So we will start here in Central Texas. So my school is considered the oldest continuously operating university in the state of Texas. We are the second oldest school in the state. We were founded in 1845 under the Republic of Texas. So on our campus, there is a plaque that says the University of Mary Hardin Baylor, founded by the Republic of Texas in 1845. So technically kind of a foreign university that then became a U.S. school once Texas joined the Union. We are a private Christian university. You do not have to be Christian to attend the school. We have students that represent different religious backgrounds or no religious background at all. We also have about 3,600 students, so we are considered a small university in the state, and our student body represents about 35 different countries. We have a few Canadian students at our campus as well. We have over 70 different degree programs. Our big programs that we see a lot of students coming from Canada are nursing, business, our health sciences, especially like exercise physiology and sports sciences, psychology, and computer science. We're Division III for athletics, now competing in 17 different sports. Starting in fall of 2026, we will have women's flag football, and then our other sports you can find on our website. And then all of our international students receive a scholarship towards their tuition fees. As a private school, everyone pays the same tuition and everyone is eligible for the same scholarships. For undergraduate students, their scholarship will range from anywhere from about 30% of tuition up to 75% of tuition covered. And then for grad students, it's about 20% of tuition is paid for in scholarship. Feel free to connect with us over email. I'll drop my email in the chat as well, or over WhatsApp. If you do decide to apply to us, send me a WhatsApp or an email and we can take off your application fee. And with that, we will see where in Texas we go next.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rebecca. I really appreciate you. So here at Texas A&M University, Kingsville, we are part of the renowned Texas A&M University system, which means our students benefit from the academic excellence, global recognition, and research opportunities of one of the largest higher education systems in the United States. We're located in Kingsville, Texas, which is a welcoming and safe community in South Texas, just about 40 minutes away from our local beaches and about 2 hours away from Mexico. So if you ever want to maybe take a trip to Mexico or visit the southern part of Texas, we're very close to that area. Our location offers students a calm and affordable environment to focus on their studies while still being close to large cities and beaches. Here at TAMUC, we offer more than 100 degree programs, including undergraduate degrees, master's, and doctoral programs. And some of our most popular areas include engineering, petroleum, electrical, mechanical engineering, computer science, agriculture and wildlife sciences. If you're interested in animal science or agricultural fields, that we have master's degrees and bachelor's degrees and doctoral degrees in that. We also have business administration, computer science, natural sciences, education and communication. And our colleges include the College of Arts and Sciences, Agriculture and Natural Sciences, Engineering, Education and Human Performance, as well as Business Administration. So why choose TAMUC? Here are just a few reasons as to why most of our international students love TAMUC. We have affordable tuition and living costs compared to larger U.S. cities. We have scholarship opportunities for international students, especially if you're interested in becoming an athlete. We do offer scholarships for our athletes. We also offer research assistantships and on-campus employment for our students, and we offer small class sizes for individualized attention. I know sometimes going to a big university might be a little bit overwhelming, but our class sizes are pretty small to give that support and attention that our students need. We also have a friendly campus community that feels like family, and we really do care a lot about our students, and we guide you through every step of the process. So our international students come from over 35 countries. Currently, we are home to 6,880 students from 40 states, including 35 countries, and we have 284 plus international students, and 530 plus students currently on OPT or STEM OPT. So if you all have any questions, feel free to let me know. Ms. Rachel left a link in the chat, so if you all want to fill out that form, I can definitely send you more information as to our university, and I can definitely get you connected as well. So now we're going to take our next stop here in Texas. So I'll go ahead and pass the microphone to the next presenter. Oh, sorry. That slide is mine, actually. No. So if y'all don't see the link in the chat, what y'all can also do is scan the QR code. Sorry, I forgot for a moment that I had another slide. So what you can do is, if you want to scan this QR code, I can definitely send you all more information as to our admissions requirements, scholarship opportunities. And once you fill out that QR code, I will send you an email with more information about our university, and we can stay connected. We can do a Zoom meeting, a one-on-one, and I can definitely help y'all with the application process. Well, it was great talking to y'all. Jay's up.
All right. So a little bit about the University of Houston Clear Lake. We are located in Houston, Texas, not in the downtown area. We're a little bit on the south side of town, about 30 minutes from Galveston Beach, and about maybe 20 minutes to downtown. Our university, we have just over 8,000 students enrolled with over 40 different countries represented. It constitutes about 4% of our population is international, so about around 300 students are enrolled who are F1 international students. We do have 90 different programs on campus with a small student to faculty ratio of 15:1, so smaller class sizes to let you connect with the faculty members and your classmates. Our top programs are psychology on both the undergraduate and the graduate level. We have some very competitive psychology master's degrees that are available and are very popular with our Canadian students. Healthcare administration, we do have a campus in the Texas Medical Center, which is one of the largest medical centers in the world with lots of hospitals. So you're taking your classes right in the center of where all of that action is happening. We also have our MBA program, which you could do 100% online from Canada if you were interested in doing that as well. And then computer science and biology, both at the bachelor's and master's degree levels, are our top programs. Our tuition for out-of-state students or international students, you can see that listed on the screen. We do have the Hawk Scholarship available, which would qualify you for the in-state tuition, which makes that cost about half of what is showing on the slide. And that's a competitive scholarship just based on your GPA. The financial aid office will look at that, and we offer that to maybe about 20 to 30 international students each semester. So it's for new students, so you would want to apply for it when you are applying to the university. And we are ranked fairly highly amongst Texas schools. So we're the top 13th university in Texas, according to Forbes and Niche. And we're the top 12th public school in Texas based on the U.S. News and World Report. And we are also ranked among one of the safest schools in Texas as well. We're located on a over 500-acre nature preserve, and there's deer everywhere around the corner. Sometimes you see an alligator. And yeah, so we have our Facebook and Instagram is at the bottom, and I'm going to put some information in the chat. Also, if you're interested in UHCL, you can fill out that form. We do have an event next week that will help you waive your application fee if you're interested in applying for fall. If not, just connect with me and I'll be happy to help. Thank you so much.
Okay, so here at West Texas A&M, we are located in Canyon, Texas, which our closest city is Amarillo, Texas. It's about 20 minutes away. We're in the middle of the Texas Panhandle, so kind of that northwest corner of Texas. We are a public Division II university. We like to say that we're a public institution with a private institution feel. So we do have small class sizes. People in the Panhandle are incredibly nice. They really want to help our students. They just love you guys. We do have just under 10,000 students total, with about 175 international students from 60 plus different countries. We currently have 60 undergraduate programs, 40 graduate, and 2 doctoral programs. Our top 5 programs are agriculture, business, education, engineering, and nursing. We also have tons more different programs as well. Here in the Panhandle, we are definitely more of that typical cowboy culture. So our agriculture program, you're right in the middle of the agriculture business, with all the farms and cattles and everything agriculture that you could want. Animal science is also included in that and is a very popular program with our students. A lot of our students can be completed in person here on the F1 student visa. We do have quite a few Canadian students, and they are able to make the drive from Canada to Canyon, Texas, in just under a day or two, depending on how much you want to drive in a day. International students who receive a W-2 scholarship of $1,000 or more are eligible to pay that in-state international tuition rates. So that allows you to save about 50% of the regular international tuition rates. We have been awarded the safest campus in the state of Texas, and we're in the top 10 safest campuses in the United States. We also have a really good university police department who are very well trained on international and how to deal with different cultures. So you never need to be afraid here. And then we also have internships, assistantships, and on-campus employment opportunities within the visa restrictions. We also have on-campus housing available for all of our students. We do encourage our students to live on campus for their first year, just to better acclimate to U.S. culture and to WT's culture as well. And if you have any questions at all, we have our email. You can always email us or visit our website. You can also scan that QR code on the bottom left, and we'd be more than happy to help you and answer any questions that you have. And with that, our next step is a Q&A. So if you have any questions at all for any of us, for Study Texas, for any of our individual institutions, please feel free to put those in the chat and we will answer them live.
Thank you. Thank you for each presenters. That was a really, really great presentation and answered a lot of questions, such as the financial aid and scholarships, which are really, I got a lot of questions about each year. And yeah, just if you have any questions you want to ask, you can just type in the chat and we can answer them. Actually, I do have a question. I also get this question a lot from my students, and as international students studying in the U.S. in general, so from each campus, do you have like any sort of support system or any support for international students regarding their life there, regarding their like visas? So who do they go to when they have questions like that?
I guess I'll start. So here at West Texas A&M, we tell our students, come to us, come to our office. So we work with our students through the recruitment application, through immigration as a current student, and even when you're on OPT and STEM OPT. So you're with us throughout your entire time as a student. So you can always come to us. And then if we can't help you, we will get you to the right place. So we're very connected on campus, and we're very good at walking our students to the offices that they need to make sure that whoever's on campus that can help you guys knows the information and can really help you as best you need.
Thank you, Heather.
I can go next.
Yeah.
So at our university, we do have the Office of International Students and Scholar Services. So what they do, they basically help the students from the very beginning when they applied all the way until post-graduation. So if any students need help, let's say when they're starting, they're like, oh, you know what, I need help setting up a bank account. They help you with anything that you may need help with. They really help you with that. And they also host events for our students. We love hosting events for our students at our university, especially for our international students. So we will host like monthly meetings with our students, or we'll host little events or luncheons at our offices. So we really do try to support our students a lot, from the moment they start their application all the way until post graduation, and then they will also help you with your F1 or J1 visa, and they will also help you with your STEM OPT or your OPT once you graduate. And let's say, for instance, once you graduate, you need help finding a job, they can also refer you to different services on campus, such as our career services, our dorms, or anything that you may need help with. They really help our students a lot.
Thanks, Ruben.
I'll jump in next. For my university, since we are such a small school, we have a lot of different departments that will come and provide support for different types of things. So for my office in the international office, I run the orientation for our new students when they come in each semester. And during that orientation time, we cover a lot of the logistical pieces of, do you want to get a state ID or driver's license? Here's the paperwork we'll need to get prepared for that. So you're able to navigate through that. What information, do we need for your health insurance and all those types of things. And then as you kind of go into your university studies, if you get a work study job, you come back to my office and we work on your Social Security paperwork. So you'd be eligible to work on campus. If you have an internship for your CPT, and then as you get ready to graduate, we would start that OPT process and paperwork. Outside of that, a lot of times students have questions about kind of the social side of things and how do I connect socially. I'm very fortunate that I have a really strong collaboration with our diversity department. We call it the Office of Kingdom Diversity, but it's essentially a diversity, equity, inclusion department. And so they have a lot of different touch points across campus with students who are globally minded, who are, interested in other cultures and crossing conversations between cultures. And they host a lot of different events that all students are invited to, international students and U.S. students, from everything from our Diversity Day, our kind of World Celebration Day, to Black History Month and other things, to be able to connect different students who come from different places around the world or places across the United States to be able to converge on campus.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca.
I would say at University of Houston Clear Lake, it's similar. Like our office is a one-stop shop from application to after you graduate on your OPT. So we do all the admissions, we'll help you with your immigration, and then other offices on campus and in most universities in the United States and in Texas have like a student affairs and a student life department that does a lot of on-campus things that will let you get involved with U.S. students as well, and many clubs on campus and things that you can find anything that you're interested in. There's probably a club for it, for you to join and make friends and connect with people and faculty and I know we have like a running Hawks club. Our mascot is a hawk. And they go running around campus, around the nature preserve, and then we also have walking hawks and club soccer. We don't have sports at my university, but there are a lot of club and recreational teams. I've played badminton with my international students before, so it's kind of fun. So.
Thank you, Stephanie. I don't see more questions coming up. So if you can think of anything after this, you can definitely reach out to each university individually, or if you want to, can also email me and I will share more information about each university as well. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. And I will also, this recording will also be shared to all the people who have registered for this webinar, but don't have the time today to participate. So thank you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.